Tom Homan is the best border czar we had in American history. I can't even remember the last border czars that we had. I think it was like Kamala Harris, something like that, but she didn't really even do the job. So we didn't really have one last administration. But even before, there's a lot of misperception out there about the ICE raids, about the ICE agents wearing masks, who they're detaining, and a lot of these liberal commentators like to say that he's freaking arresting children or something like that, and he'll go into hostile environments like that, like CNN, and put them in their place because that's not true. He has facts to back up what he's doing, which is really great. Kind of cool to have a Borzar like that. I think that if there's another administration that comes after Trump, they should keep him. He's doing what he needs to do, and he's doing it sufficiently.
The masks, it's a bad look, all right? I understand the security problem with it, but it's a bad look. You make these men and women look like Hamas, and then you don't think people are going to react to them that way. Of course they are. They got their...
So they're making men and women look like Hamas. What does that mean? Well, what does that mean there, buddy? Don't you support like Hamas or whatever?
It's like this stupid movie, Men in Masks Not Be Trusted. That's what you're setting them up for. I get the risk. Color of authority matters also. They should have a badge. You should be able to identify what they are. Nobody should have to guess that they're getting duped and they're not who they say they are. Everybody does it the same way. I get the sensitivity of the security. I'm with you. Two things that I think are getting stuck up. One, you talk about seeing data all the time. You guys do not put out data enough. Track is the best thing that they have, right? Syracuse University has this open FOIA request. I hear you on shows all the time, Tom. I do not think that you're FOS, okay? I've known you a long time. You can't say, I see the data all the time. Great, I don't. Put the data out, because track, you can look it up for yourself, TRAC, it's an acronym through Syracuse University. It's like 50-50. That takes me to the next point, which is you're not cutting fat, you're cutting muscle.
I don't understand what he means by you're not showing data. You can literally go on like the FBI website. You can go on the White House website, and they have statistics about the ICE stuff. I believe so. I think I went on the White House website to look up some ICE statistics for a video a few weeks ago. So I don't understand what he's talking about. We're not seeing the data. What are you talking about?
And these communities need people who may have entered the wrong way but have done everything right since. And their kids are here, and they're productive.
But that's
and their employers need them. What?
That's for Congress to do.
I'm being transparent tonight. 70% of everybody arrested is a criminal. President Trump said we're going to concentrate on national security threats. That's exactly what we're doing. The data shows it. And like I said, for the hundreds of thousands of criminals that is going to be removed in this administration, it makes that country safe again, keeping President Trump's promise to American people what he was going to do. He said he's going to have the largest deportation operation in history. We're going to have the largest deportation operation in history. You look at numbers right now, I just told you, over 500,000 have been deported between CBP and ICE. And that's not counting the first 4 months of the fiscal year that were under Biden. We're not even counting those months. But if you extrapolate that in the monthly apprehension we got right now, you do have the biggest operation in the history of the nation. And one of the reasons people don't understand, why do we have the most secure border in the nation's history? Because President Trump's executive orders, his leadership on that, the men and women of the border who stand in that front line and catch and release. And third, because the whole world sees ICE out there every day across this nation enforcing the immigration law, sends a clear message of consequences so families don't spend their life savings handed to a criminal cartel to make that dangerous journey because they know there's consequences. President Trump's policies, whether people want to face it or not, is saving lives by the thousands. Under Joe Biden, a record number of aliens died making that journey. A record number of Americans died from fentanyl coming across that border. This administration is not only enforcing law and making our streets safe again, they're saving thousands of lives.
Facts. 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 That's all. That's all he was saying, bro, is facts. The America's safer. America literally voted for this. Like, this is, like, that's what I don't like about how Democrats are taking this. This is what we voted for. That Trump said this in his election run that he's going to do this, and he's doing it. So I don't get why liberals are so mad. That's not what America wants. That they voted for it. And just facts. It's safe. It's safer. Trump is enforcing the law. It sends a clear message to everybody that if you come here illegally, you're going to be taken out. You're going to be sent back to where you came from. So awesome on Tom Homan. He totally kept it cool and collective, even though they were spewing misinformation at him, which that's what liberals love to do. I know that these two are coming to their senses, and I understand that they're trying to like see the light. They're almost there. They are almost there, but they are held back by TDS syndrome. I'm telling you right now, these two have TDS, and it's hard to overcome the TDS virus for some reason. And another big talking point is ICE agents covering their faces. Democrats think that they should just go out without a mask on for some weird reason. Like they think they're untouchable. Like nothing will happen to them if they get caught on camera. And there's crazy leftists with technology to find this person who's working. They just don't see that there's an issue with that, which is crazy to me. Like you don't see an issue with this. So this is Tom Homan's reaction to this.
Identity. Law enforcement officials throughout this country don't get the license to do that. They have to walk up to you. They have to identify who they are. They have to make sure it's clear. An ICE agent getting to conceal their identity is not a privilege or a situation that other law enforcement officials have. Why should ICE agents have that?
But name another law enforcement agency that's over 1,000% attacks on them. And name another law enforcement agency whose spouses and children have been doxxed on social media and been attacked and bullied in churches and schools. These men and women put a gun on their hip and wear a Kevlar vest to go on the streets every day, look for the worst of the worst, makes this country safer. Them wearing a mask, if that protects them and protects their families, then that has to be done. No one, I remember the days some of these cities, if they weren't wearing a mask during COVID, you got reported to the police and got arrested for it.
Yep.
These men and women are trying to protect themselves and their families. And again, I don't like the mask. I wish there wasn't need for it. But there's not another law enforcement agency dealing with the attacks that ICE is dealing with right now. Look, immigration enforcement, I've been doing it since 1984. It's always been controversial. It's always been emotional. But people need to remember the men and women at ICE, they don't hang their heart on a hook when they go to work. They're mothers and fathers too. They have children too. And they take very, very emotional things home with them every day. You know, I've done this for over 40 years.
This dude's like just keeps on trying to cut him off. Like, shut up, bro. Like the flip. And the crazy thing is too, they're sitting there looking at him, and they probably think he's wrong. Like what do you guys think? You're going out detaining illegal immigrants. People are gonna take pictures. There's hostile cities, hostile, that they will attack these agents, bro. And you're sitting there saying, "Oh, they should show their face." Man, and then I don't want to hear anybody say nothing about this when they were sitting there supporting the mask mandates. You don't say nothing because you were sitting here supporting the mask mandates, literally wanting people to lose their jobs if they don't get a vaccine and a mask. And you're sitting there complaining about this. Like, just don't talk about it no more.
George Stephanopoulos is one of your best friends. He convicted you on television, okay, of a $50,000 bribe. Stephanopoulos did this on ABC. The vice president, J.D. Vance, defended you. And I thought he did so pretty well, because due process is important. Do you want to clarify?
Why did they start clapping and stopped? Somebody put their hand over the dude that was clapping. Like, hey, don't clap about this. This isn't a time to clap. It's about Trump.
Find anything about that situation?
I didn't take $50,000 from anybody.
Okay. How did that get into the mainstream, do you think?
I have no idea. Look, there's been hit pieces on me since I came back to this administration. There's got to be 30, 40 hit pieces on me about how I'm involved with contracting or government contracts, when in fact, day one I came back, I recused myself from any discussions on any contract or any monetary decisions like that, because I used to have a company that did consulting. So I cleared myself day one. What people don't talk about is I took a significant, huge pay cut to come back and serve my nation. And I'm not enriching myself doing this job.
Does this make you angry that they're coming at you this way?
I don't care what people think about me, and never have. No, because I know who I am. I work for the greatest president in the history of this nation, in my opinion, and we're doing the right thing every day.
Okay. I know.
So that's why liberals don't like him. He is super humble. He is literally taking a pay cut from his company, because if you're a private company, you probably make more than a government person does. He's taking a huge pay cut because he cares about this country. That is somebody that we need running this country, a person that cares about us more than themselves. We need more people like that. And that's why I think he's like a golden nugget in all this for, for the border. We need more border agents, czars, whatever, like him. Because once politicians start seeing, hey, I care about these people more than I care about myself. I'll dedicate my life to make this country better because I care about these people. That's when the country will start to change, and we're starting to see that. A lot of people are taking pay cuts, like Trump, and he can't say too much with these two ding dongs right here because they both are in it for the money. You think Stephen A. Smith is doing this for free? And this one was from a while ago, but he totally destroys his news reporters. Go ahead and watch it.
False. Didn't happen.
They were parked there.
I see on the show this morning you have Governor Healy talking about ICE doing enforcement operations at a church. False. Didn't happen.
They were parked there. They did not do an operation there. She said they were parked in a public space legally.
But to say that and to push that out there puts fear in the immigrant community. So let me tell you what's happening.
That puts fear in the community. Right. To park the ICE agent's vehicle
they're on a
near
public
a church.
Street.
They are
on a public street.
She said
they're on a public street
sir.
waiting to respond to a criminal alien release pulled aside the road. Let me tell you, in the last couple of days, what's happened in Boston. They've arrested Victor Gomez Perez, a 33-year-old criminal alien from Guatemala, with charges of aggravated rape, assault and battery with dangerous weapon, indecent assault and battery on a victim 14 years or younger. They arrested Kaylee Espinosa, a 33-year-old criminal alien from Colombia, with charges of aggravated assault on a pregnant victim. They arrested Joshua Gonzalez, a 23-year-old criminal alien from Dominican Republic, with charges for trafficking heroin, morphine, opium, resisting police, disorderly conduct, and drug distribution. They also arrested Samuel Armando Barrero, a 20-year-old criminal illegal alien from Guatemala, pending charges for assault and battery on a child. So Mayor Wu and Governor Healy, they ought to be calling ICE and thanking them for making their streets safer.
Don't corner this man about ICE. He will hit you right back with facts. That's what I like about this guy. This dude goes off of facts. He doesn't go off of emotion. He goes off of facts. You're lying. That's not what happened. This is what happened. And then they're sitting there looking stupid, these news reporters. So what do you guys think about this video? Go ahead and like the video if you liked it. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new. Go ahead and hype up this video too, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video.